webinar for the year 2023-2024. I want to say you are highly welcome this morning, and I know you are going to have a very beautiful cruise weekend ahead. It's my pleasure this morning, being 26th August, the first webinar, to welcome our President-elect who will give a brief welcome address. Mr. Tolu, please, the floor is set for you.
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to our first webinar for the year 2023-24. Like you know, when the ESCO took over, the president made it abundantly clear that it's going to be a busy year for us in terms of knowledge sharing and acquisition. And in the light of that, we have a notable, renowned, motivational and professional speaker, a certified personnel for that matter. So if you are joining us either through Zoom or YouTube, whichever platform you are in for a great moment. So I welcome you for this webinar, and I welcome our resource person, Mr. Winston. Thank you all and welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that beautiful brief welcome address. I now want to call on Mrs. Angela to introduce the speaker this morning. Mrs. Angela, our group advisory member 1, our erudite speaker. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce a brother, a teacher, a trainer, Winston Ekpotu. He's an accredited management trainer, consultant, and agribusiness executive. He holds a master's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Nottingham, UK. He's an alumnus of the Lagos Business School's Agribusiness Management Program. He's a candidate for an MBA in Leadership and Sustainability at Robert Kennedy College in Zurich. As an executive director at Island Agro Industries Development Company, he provides leadership and direction to the company's operation in poultry production. As the managing partner of Bristol and Partners, he leads a team of consultants and trainers to provide capacity building, retreat management, and consultancy services to several public and private institutions. Some of his clients include NNPC Limited, PTDF, Federal Ministries of Aviation, Justice and Defense, OANDO, MRS Oil and Gas, and Shafa Energy. He's a member of Toastmasters International, an organization dedicated to helping individuals overcome the fear of public speaking by building effective communication and leadership skills. He served on the West and Central Africa Leadership Board for 3 years as a divisional director, leading over 500 Toastmasters across the northern states of Nigeria. On this note, I welcome a speaker that a lot of us are used to because he was there for us during our inauguration. Winston, the ball is in your court right away. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, Angela, for that kind introduction. Thank you, our past president, Dr. Okandu, for the invitation, for the follow-up, and for the guidance to making this day possible. I also want to especially thank Fatima Zubre, our current president as well, for your follow-up and for the opportunity. It's a pleasure talking to everybody again. Mr. Tolu Lope, our president-elect, it is good to hear your voice again. I am elated to be here this morning. This is a knowledge sharing session. So what this also means for me is that I will not just be talking, but I will also be learning from everyone on this call. We are all going to share knowledge on the subject. I have a very short slide here to share, and it will guide our conversations. I hope we can all hear me properly. I caught a cold, so I am treating it, but I believe that I'm audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome.
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, from our end, very loud and clear.
Thank you very, very much. And we can all see the slide.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. So just to get us all talking, I have a short teaser here. There is no right or wrong answer, but we just want to hear your perspectives. If you are in a place where you cannot talk, it is understandable. Today is a Saturday. Most of us may be doing one thing or the other, but you can type. Let's just ensure that we feel your pulse in the course of the meeting. Now, you are at a crossroads as a traffic warden or warden, and you have these 4 vehicles trying to go through at the same time. If you had the power to make one go through first, which one would it be and why? So we have an ambulance, a fire service truck, a search and rescue vehicle, and a police vehicle. 4 of them in a supposed emergency.
Ambulance.
Dr. Okando, ambulance. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us why you would want the ambulance to go first?
Perhaps to save life that's already on emergency.
It helps to save life that is already. So we're assuming that there is an emergency already and the ambulance is about to save a life. Thank you very much, Dr. Okando. Can we have someone else? Madam President?
Tolu ambulance.
Okay, Tolu, ambulance as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Ambulance. Well, so I guess.
I'm still thinking. Because if you say ambulance, most times ambulance don't even carry anybody. They just blow the siren and they are running around to go and maybe attend to the person that has an emergency. Fire team coming.
Okay. Okay.
So fire service, there could be fire outbreak somewhere too.
Okay.
For me, I would choose fire service. The reason is because not only lives could be involved where the fire service vehicle is going to a rescue, but properties may also be involved. It could be a household. The ambulance may be carrying only one person. But the household where this fire service truck might be going to service could involve various lives and also properties. That's my
own. That's from Victor, right? Okay, thank you very much, sir. So the fire service is what you would, because of the fact that it could involve properties and every other thing aside the human beings. If I got you correctly. So you're looking at what you are going to save. You're going beyond the human beings to look at the entirety of what may be at stake and what may be in danger. Thank you very much for that. Doctor, you want to say something as well? So no one here would let the police vehicle go first. What if they're trying to go restore normalcy at a chaotic spot or a chaotic environment? So the truth is, like as I said earlier, there is no right or wrong answer, but this really gets you thinking, and it gets you also hearing the perspectives of people and the thought patterns of people. Because sometimes we take decisions based on experiences. If you've had someone who has been declared missing or perhaps kidnapped, whenever you have a case of an emergency, what comes to mind first is a search and rescue party going in search of that loved one. I've also had cause to share this at a session with people, and someone made mention of the fact that the reason they will let a fire service truck go first is because most fire service personnel are trained as paramedics as well. So to a very large extent, you may have in or within the fire truck someone with the capacity to stabilize a victim of an emergency, pending when actual medical attention will be sought. So there is no right or wrong answer, but it was just to get us talking. And I'm grateful to everyone who has shared their thoughts and their perspectives. Madam President, Victor, Tolu, and our IPP. Thank you very, very much. So this morning, we're talking about the professional and economic importance of building a bridge from compliance to reliability. And I've centered my presentation today around 3 concepts, which I believe we are all familiar with. So we will just spend time reminding ourselves of these concepts, and then we will go on to look at how they help in building the kind of reliability that we will be comfortable and proud of. So the 3 concepts we'll be talking about today: compliance, professionalism, and reliability in itself. When I have cause to talk to organizations and talk about economic and professional success, I usually start off by letting organizations know that, like living organisms, like plants, they have different stages of growth. And at each stage, you have what is expected of you, what is expected of that organization. At the sprouting stage, which is where the seed is planted to the ground, this is where the founders, this is where the original pioneers, this is where the people who had the ideas begin, the principal promoters, and they grow through different stages of that organization until such a time when they begin to bear fruits, and the fruits are ripe enough to be consumed by the people. In the case of organizations, for some of them, the fruits could be the profits. For some of them, the fruits could be the finance. For some of them, it could be that benefit that the stakeholders derive and give in exchange for what they receive. And as HSC professionals, we play a very, very critical role in ensuring that organizations get to this ripening stage, because this is also the stage of sustainability. This is also the stage of sustainability. And so when we look at a fully formed tree like this one, how many parts do we see in this tree? I'd like us to type, and if you can unmute your microphone and just call out, you're welcome to do so. But I need 3 responses before we proceed. Are we still on the call?
We are here. We're just looking at it, trying to check it out.
Okay. All right, I think I have one message, so let me look at that.
Yes, sir, we don't want to disrupt the flow.
No, you have to disrupt the flow, because I want to be sure that Madam is not in the kitchen and she has left the phone somewhere and she's just hearing, but not listening. Thank you. I have one response from Mr. Sanu 4. Okay. So we have 4 parts here. The first part we can very visibly see in the tree is the fruit. And the fruit speaks to the bottom line. In the case of the organization, is the profits, or if it's a profit organization, is the finance. But for us in the HSC business, I would say these are the results. And we have the leaf. The leaf, to some businesses, would depict or would represent customers. In your own case, I would say the stakeholders. Now, we're getting to the more interesting parts. The tree trunk, which is the main body holding the leaf that produces the fruit. I call this the protocols. For businesses, these are the internal systems and the structures. And for the HSC body, I would say these are the protocols and the regulatory requirements that guide the aspects you oversee in your organizations. And the roots, it is often said that the deeper the roots, the more fruitful the tree. The roots represent learning and growth. And for HSC professionals, it represents capacity. It represents ability to actually carry out the task. Now, when we have a fully formed system as this, then we can say an organization like this, if they meet these four, is balanced. In the professional or in the organizational side and the business side, we refer to this as the balance scorecard. So for us here, this is what I define as the success and what would make, in my view, this professional seem as a reliable person. So now let's talk about compliance. When we come across this word compliance, what comes to mind? Let's type a few things before we proceed. Or let's hear a few thoughts before we proceed. Everyone has gone quiet again.
We are waiting for you.
Okay, you're waiting for me. So it would flow. And when we talk about compliance, it's about conformity to the requirements. If you remember the tree trunk, no matter how deep the roots are, no matter how skilled you are as a professional, where you don't conform to requirements of the law, the protocols that have been established, the regulations, and the policies that guide your organization, it is highly, highly, highly likely that you would achieve results that may not be sustainable. And I use these words very carefully because sometimes people do achieve results without actually going through the process, without actually conforming. And this is very often highly discouraged. That's why the rules are created. So that's also why when we use a tree to depict the success of organizations and of operations like this, we're very particular about the tree trunk. Because if you are familiar with agricultural science, if you remember this back in the day, you're told that fertilizer is applied to the roots of the tree. The soil and everything, they come together, the water comes together, and the water and the nutrients gets fed into the roots of the tree. And it is based on the feeding of these things, they are transmitted through the trunk to the leaf, which receives sunlight and rainfall, and then they produce the fruits. So for an organization or for a person to be successful, it is important that in addition to the skills you've gained over time as a professional, to the knowledge sharing sessions, what you gain here, that you are able to effectively comply or conform with regulations, with standards, and with processes that will help you to achieve the results. They would also aid you in your interactions with stakeholders to ensure that the results you achieve are sustainable. And it is based on that one can say that you are reliable. When we look at this gentleman who is working here, some people may assume that this is a professional. And you would not be far from the truth, because he, in fact, looks like a professional. Now, what will determine whether or not this person is reliable is the result. If he needed to work on the wheels of the car, he is well within the confines of what he should be doing. He's following protocol. But if for any reason all this gentleman needed to do was fix the plugs, the spark plugs of this vehicle, and you found him lifting the vehicle, you'll be worried as to whether he or this gentleman is fully aware of what's going on, or what he's trying to do. That speaks to the idea of professionalism, that is not just about the equipment, it's not just about the resources that you have, but it's also your ability to deliver on the results for which you have been engaged to do. And so when we talk about professionalism, yes, you gain the skills, but what makes you reliable, as I would say, is the results. And how do we enhance reliability within ourselves as HSE professionals? One of them, I'd say, is building capacity. We need to build ourselves. Knowledge sharing sessions like this allow us to build our capacity, allowed us to enhance our skills, allows us to gain new knowledge and new perspectives in different areas. The second, in my thoughts, will also be establishing protocols and governing regulations that govern your operations, that govern operations around you. And where they have been established, I would say adhering to them, conducting regular process audits, and rewarding the process. We are in a society where most times we are very quick to reward results, and sometimes we disregard the process. So it's extremely important that in addition to celebrating results, we should also strive to always look through the process and see how well we and the people within our charge are going through the process, because these are the things that help you stand out. Now, when we look at this bridge, there is a gap. And that's what this entire conversation is trying to fill. On one side, we have professionalism. On one side, we have the skill, we have the capacity within certain confines, within certain regulations. And then we have our ability to actually follow the laid down protocols, the laid down principles that govern operations around there. When these two come together, when we're able to bring these two together, then we seen as reliable. Now, I would not complete this conversation without talking briefly on sustainability, because one key deliverable of those of us in this practice is our ability to ensure that the environmental, the social, and the economic demands of today are not met at the expense of the future generations' ability to also meet same. So you are responsible for, or we are responsible for protecting the health and the safety of our workers as well as our environment. And in doing so, we're mindful of the fact that if one person falls through as a result of a missing link or an inability to meet or go through several laid down procedures to allow for a safe environment, it hampers the ability of that organization to produce value. So we play a very critical role in ensuring that organizations meet their demands of today without tampering with the ability of the future to meet that. So even the human beings, when they come to work within our workspaces, we are there to ensure that they are working today in a manner that does not stop them from working tomorrow. So that's why we also pay attention to the health of the workers. That's why we pay attention to the well-being of the people within our charge. And so in building a reliable system within the workspace, we have all of these at the backs of our mind. And I believe that if we remember some of these thoughts that we have shared, it is very likely that we will build a reliable system, a reliable organization, a reliable structure within your organization that will ensure that the organization continues to grow economically and we grow professionally. I thank you very much this morning for lending me your ears, and I would like to hear from you. What are some of the key takeaways that we have thus far gained in this brief session? Hello?
Okay, thank you. I can always rely on you from the very day we met in Abuja. So please, the floor is now open for key
Dr. Okandu's network. Okay, so we have one feedback from Mr. Salu. Compliance is key. Mr. Tolulope, are you still here?
I'm here with you. Professionalism with compliance are key to sustainability. I think that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Angela?
For me, my takeaway would be the fact that we should not just concentrate on the results, we should audit the process from time to time. That the result is not just all we should look at for as professionals.
Thank you very much. Madam
Can
President?
you hear me?
Network, okay, yes, Dr. Okando, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, Madam Angela, go ahead.
No, she has given her thoughts as well.
Oh, wow.
The network sometimes is not reliable. And we can see
network is not reliable. No. It's not reliable at all. Please.
Hello.
Yes, Madam President. Welcome back.
Thank you. No, my network is fluctuating.
Madam Angela, I had Madam Angela speaking.
President, IPP, I'm done. I'm done with my thoughts.
Okay. Any other? Any other one?
Yes, I think one word that stands out very clearly in all this to me is sustainability. We work today to work tomorrow and to preserve the future. And many a times, it really, in what we see today, that makes companies to fold and processes to be scuttled is just as a result of a neglect of sustainability. And from me, I learned that sustainability is key to whatever we are doing. If we don't sustain what we have started, reliability will crumble. Because today somebody has been there and it's always there, and tomorrow you rely that I'm going to meet you tomorrow, and you got there, the person is not there. Then it means that he's not reliable. So we should really work hard. That's my own takeaway. I should work hard enough to sustain whatsoever I have started, so that I can be relied upon by people as a professional. That's my takeaway.
Thank you. And just to add to what Mr. Victor has said, HSC professionals are major stakeholders in driving sustainability in any organization. You are major drivers, because it's majorly your responsibility to see that the well-being of the people, in terms of as regards safety within your organization, is paramount, and is a key component of sustainability. We very often think of sustainability most times just in terms of the environment. There's the human element as well, where the human beings are not working today at the expense of their health tomorrow, or at the expense of their ability to enjoy the wealth that would have been created as a result of their work. So that's a very key part. Thank you for pointing that out once again. Take one more, maybe before I yield the floor to the to our president. We have one more. Okay, so I would like to thank the American Society of Safety Professionals Nigerian chapter once again for having me share my thoughts with you. It's been a pleasure. I would now yield the floor to Madam President or Angela.
Yeah, I'm ready for yeah.
All right.
Sorry, our network is funny.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. So thank you very much for the opportunity to share my thoughts with you.
Thank you so much, our speaker. We are sorry about the network. There are certain things beyond our control. This is a typical example of it. We are so sorry. So in the absence of any question or contribution, I would want to invite our president for her remarks. Or is there any contribution or any question before? Oh, sorry, before that, I want to invite our president to present the certificate as our usual to our speaker for providing the time to take us through this wonderful topic. Basically, the key word, the action was there, building bridge, compliance, and the reliability in terms of safety. So it is a keyword to us. For us to achieve result, we must look at put into consideration the stem that leads to that. And after that result, the process that led that result. So thank you so much, our speaker. And it's my pleasure now to bring the president back for the certificate award. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Okando. Mr. Wilson, thank you so much for taking that time to be with us here. Also, a very big thank you for taking us on the economic importance of bridge building from compliance to reliability. Sorry, my voice is somehow because I have cold. Thank you so much. We can't, I don't know what to even say. Because you're always willing to just be with us and help and assist us. We really appreciate you for this. And on behalf of the American State of Safety Professional Nigeria chapter, we want to present to you certificate of appreciation presented to you with for volunteering SSP chapter. As a webinar resource person on the team, the professional and economic importance of bridge building from compliance to reliability. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please just accept this from us as we look forward to hearing more from you and learning from you. Even when you started, I was cracking my brain and I was like, okay, who should come first? Is it the ambulance? Is it the police? Is it the fire? You know, and at the end of the day, we're able to resolve that point that everyone is important. Whatever emergency that we see, we need to work on it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam President.
We will send this to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Okay. So just for our announcement.
Okay, my president, just a minute before the announcement, my president.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please, I want to inform us that the Global awarded CEU point for all attendees to this particular program presentation. Please, after now, we will send you the code you will use to claim your CEU. Thank you. My president, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Just announcement, we know that next month is our meeting. Please let's try and make plans to attend. Also, we have our knowledge sharing that is coming up on the 16th. Please let's make ourselves available. And shortly, we'll be rolling out our poster and call for papers and the essay. So please let's try and always participate in all activities that we have lined up for next month, but we'll still keep sending reminders out to members, both on emails and WhatsApp. And on this note, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that took out time to be part of this webinar today. I believe that we have learned one or two things from here. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone. God bless you.
And bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. So we are not taking picture.
Thank you all.
Bankole,
yeah, please.
Bankole, please, can you, Bankole, please, would you
Yes,
mind?
Okay, so yeah, thank you very much for this impactful webinar. So just like it has come to stay, it's part of our custom. At the end of every meeting or knowledge sharing like this, we like to take a snapshot of all participants that join. So what we're going to do, we're going to all turn on our cameras, and so I can take a snapshot of it. So please, I crave your indulgence for everyone to turn on their cameras. And then while I take a snapshot of everyone. So I'll be taking I'll be taking a snapshot twice. So to ensure everybody is being captured. Okay, I'm still just waiting for some to turn on their cameras, because some people's cameras are still not turned on. But it's understandable if probably you're in a place where you can't turn on your camera. So I'll be taking the snapshots 2 times. So let me just turn on my own camera too. Okay, let's go. Okay, so at the count of 2, I'll take the snapshot. 1, 2. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Okay, so I'll take another one. 1, 2. It's only the presenter that is smiling here and the president. So please, let's smile. Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much. So you can turn off your camera now. I appreciate. President, over to you.
Thank you so much, Bankole.
Okay, thank you everyone again. So
Thank you.
Yes, President.
Thank you. Yeah, you're good. Thank you so much.
Have we finished? Have we come to an end?
Yes, we are done. The meeting is over.
Okay.
Yes.